An alarming discovery is sending experts into a panic. Scientists at the University of Wisconsin have just identified a chemical compound that is silently feminizing American men. And the worst part? It's in almost everything we consume. Our guest today, Dr. James Morrison, uncovers something that's making global powers laugh at America. Hard to believe? See for yourself.
For 25 years, I was the head of Stanford's urology department. I published over 147 scientific articles, earned 3 international awards, treated more than 12,000 cases of enlarged prostates. But nothing could have prepared me for what I discovered last October. It all began when my father, a highly decorated Navy commander, was found unconscious, lying in a pool of his own urine. The diagnosis? A prostate the size of an orange. And how could a man who led SEAL missions, who saved countless lives in combat, be defeated by his own prostate? That's when I realized this wasn't an isolated case. It was a silent epidemic. And the scariest part, it was being deliberately ignored.
When my son showed me the data, I couldn't believe it. While countries like Russia and China ban this feminizing compound, here in America, it's in 93% of the products we consume. Coincidence? These countries trying to make America weak again.
A global conspiracy to weaken America, or a discovery that could save millions of men? The head of Stanford University's urology department and author of the bestseller, The Prostate Code, Mr. James Morrison has the answer. And believe it, the solution isn't in expensive medications, nor in risky surgeries, or even experimental treatments. In fact, it lies in an ancient secret preserved by the protectors of giant pandas. A specific combination of 3 natural compounds that not only eliminates this feminizing chemical, but also fully restores your masculinity within weeks. Hello, this is Sarah Stewart, host of the Total Health Program. In today's episode, we will interview someone who is literally revolutionizing everything we know about prostate health. He has been the head of the urology department at Stanford University for 12 years, author of 3 international bestsellers, including The Prostate Code, which sold over 2.7 million copies in just the first month. In 2024, he was featured on the cover of Nature Medicine as the doctor who is doing the impossible, after his discovery helped over 47,000 men fully reverse prostate inflammation 100% naturally. The most impressive part? All of this without medication, without surgery, and without side effects. So it is with great pleasure that we welcome today expert James Morrison.
The pleasure is all mine, Sarah. I'm a big fan of your work and bringing information that big pharmaceutical companies try to hide from the public. And being here today, sharing something that can forever change the lives of millions of men is a huge honor.
Thank you. James, tell me, what have you prepared for our viewers today?
Today, I'm going to reveal something that will shock many people. I will show how I discovered a way to reduce prostate size by up to 82% in just 6 weeks. And the most amazing part, using just 1 Asian root and 3 other ingredients that everyone has at home. No expensive drugs, no invasive $25,000 surgeries, and no radical diet changes. In fact, I will reveal an ancient Chinese discovery that is making men in their 70s and 80s regain a strong stream as if they were 30. But not only that, I will show scientific studies from universities like Harvard, Oxford, and Johns Hopkins that prove this works. And I will show real results from dozens of patients who solved their prostate problems in record time. The only thing I ask is that every viewer watches until the end, because what I'm going to reveal here today could literally save lives.
Wow, that's quite a promise, doctor.
It may sound that way, Sarah, but after I show the scientific evidence and MRI results that prove all of this, people will understand why the pharmaceutical industry is in a panic. It's crucial that anyone watching pays close attention to every word. Do you know why? Last week, I received this anonymous email from a high executive at one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, threatening to sue not just me, but also my family if I revealed this information. They are desperate because they know that when people discover this natural solution, they will stop spending fortunes on medications that only worsen the problem.
Oh my God, doctor, that's very serious. In fact, last week, Dr. Mehmet Oz was here and mentioned that he also received similar threats when he exposed the dangers of certain high blood pressure medications.
That's why I insisted on bringing this interview forward. The public needs to know the truth before they manage to silence me.
I completely understand, Dr. Morrison. And I confess, I am very curious to know what the real cause of prostate enlargement you discovered is. And of course, how this natural solution is making 70-year-old men regain a strong stream like they were 30. And I'm sure our viewers are eager to find out too. So tell me, how did this all start? What motivated this groundbreaking discovery?
Excellent question, Sarah. What motivated me was the most important person in my life, my father, William Morrison, a former commander in the U.S. Navy. In fact, can I invite him to share his story?
Of course, it would be an honor. Welcome, Commander Morrison. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Look, what I'm about to share is probably the most humiliating thing that's ever happened to me. Not even in my 35 years serving in the United States Navy, leading missions in the most dangerous places in the world, have I felt as much fear as I do now telling this story. But if this can help other men avoid the hell I went through, it'll be worth it. Throughout my life, I was the kind of man other men respected. I led SEAL teams on more than 47 critical missions, earned 3 medals for bravery, and kept my body in military shape even after retirement. But everything changed when I turned 54. It started slowly. At first, it was just a few extra trips to the bathroom at night. Then that feeling that my bladder never really emptied. And then that pain, that damn constant pain. At first I thought, it's just age catching up with me. But within months, things got drastically worse. I, who used to give 2-hour lectures to hundreds of recruits, now could barely last 20 minutes without desperately searching for a bathroom. Nights became a nightmare. 8, 10, sometimes 12 trips to the bathroom. Mary, my wife, stopped sleeping with me because I was constantly waking her up. But the worst was yet to come. It was our 30th wedding anniversary. Mary had made a reservation at La Bernardine, a French restaurant where you have to wait 3 months for a table. Our children, grandchildren, everyone would be there. As a Navy commander, I've always been extremely methodical. I stopped drinking water for 4 hours beforehand. Went to the bathroom 3 times before leaving the house. Imagine who once led secret missions, now planning every sip of water like a military operation. We arrived at the restaurant. Mary looked stunning. She wore the blue dress I bought her for our 25th anniversary. I was wearing my new Italian suit, $2,000. It didn't even last 20 minutes. The first trip to the bathroom came right after the sommelier poured the wine. "Excuse me," I muttered as everyone watched me stand up. I locked myself in the stall of the fanciest restroom I'd ever seen. I, who once led men into combat, sat there like a child, trembling, begging every drop to come out. 10 minutes later, the urgency returned. The looks, my God, the looks. My 8-year-old grandson whispered something to his mom. The waiter frowned each time I passed by. On the 3rd trip, I didn't even make it to the bathroom. "William, are you..." Mary whispered, and then her nose wrinkled. There in the middle of La Bernardine, a decorated Navy commander, sitting in a puddle of his own urine, wearing a $2,000 suit. The maitre d' approached. "Sir, is everything in..." And then he smelled it. I saw it on my children's faces, in my grandchildren's eyes, and most of all, in Mary's eyes. It wasn't pride they felt for me anymore, it was pity. I left the restaurant like a criminal, sat on paper towels in the seat of my Mercedes. 30 years of marriage ruined in a puddle of urine. You know what's worse, Sarah? It wasn't an isolated incident. I started making excuses not to leave the house, canceled all the Veteran Association meetings, stopped going to church. I became a prisoner of my own bathroom until one night. James found me, found his father, a formal Special Forces commander, collapsed in the bathroom, crying, soaked.
That was the moment that changed my life, Sarah. Seeing my father, my hero, the strongest man I've ever known, reduced to that state. It was then that I vowed to find a cure, no matter the cost, no matter the time. I wouldn't let my father or any other man lose his dignity like that.
And that's where your research began.
After seeing my father in that condition, I simply couldn't sleep. I spent entire weeks devouring every scientific article, every research paper, and every study on the prostate that I could find. It was more than 4 weeks of almost no sleep. I spent countless nights at the university lab analyzing data, reviewing studies. Everything I found was superficial. It was the same basic information that any urologist already knew. I'll admit it. I started to lose hope. But every time I thought about giving up, the image of my father crying in the bathroom would come back to my mind. So I kept going. And that's when it happened.
What did you discover, doctor?
It was a groundbreaking study published in the European Journal of Endocrinology in October 2023. The article provided evidence of something alarming, a feminizing bacteria that is attacking men's masculinity at this very moment, and is a primary cause of prostate enlargement in men over 45.
Feminizing bacteria, doctor?
Exactly, Sarah. Look, I know this might sound a bit confusing, but let me explain, and it will all make sense. Have you ever thought about the sheer amount of chemicals we're exposed to daily?
Well, from what I know, there's a considerable amount of chemicals in food, cosmetics, plastics, and our body has to filter out all these substances, right?
Yes, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. There are two massive problems that no one is talking about. The first is that amount of toxins we absorb today is absurdly higher than it was 30 years ago, mainly due to preservatives, pesticides, and endocrine disruptors. The second problem, and perhaps the most serious, is that our bodies haven't evolved to handle this massive amount of toxins. And do you know which organ is one of the main ones responsible for filtering these substances in the body?
The prostate?
Exactly. The prostate acts as a sort of filtration station for the male body. But with the absurd amount of toxins we're exposed to today, it simply can't keep up with the workload anymore. Take a look at this MRI scan. This is an image of a prostate from a 30-year-old man in the 1980s.
Got it.
Now, let's compare it to a recent sample. If you look closely, you'll notice several dark spots in the tissue. And these spots are actually toxin buildups that the prostate can no longer filter out.
My God.
Exactly. In fact, there was even a recent study published by Harvard University showing that 78% of men over 45 exhibit this same pattern of toxic buildup. Frightening, isn't it?
And what happens when the prostate gets like this, doctor?
Well, this is where it gets even more concerning. When the prostate becomes overloaded like this, it creates the perfect environment for a specific bacteria to thrive, Prevotella.
And how does this bacteria affect our body?
The answer to that is quite simple, Sarah. Look, DHT is a hormone in our body responsible for regulating prostate growth. When we're young, our body maintains a perfect balance of this hormone. But as we age, something interesting happens.
What's that, doctor?
Our prostate starts becoming more sensitive to DHT. And to compensate for this sensitivity, our body naturally keeps small amounts of the Prevotella bacteria. It's like a system of checks and balances. This works perfectly when we're young. However, due to the toxin buildup in our bodies nowadays, this bacteria begins to multiply uncontrollably. And instead of regulating DHT sensitivity, it forces an absurd overproduction of the hormone, causing our body to panic and convert all that excess DHT into estrogen. And here is the crucial point, Sarah. When this bacteria forces excessive DHT production, three things happen in sequence. First, the prostate becomes inflamed as it tries to defend itself against this hormonal overload. Second, with the inflammation, it begins to swell and press against the urethra. And third, the body, in desperation, starts converting this DHT into estrogen. And that is where the vicious cycle begins. The more estrogen is produced, the more the prostate swells. And the more it swells, the more pressure it puts on the urethra, causing all those symptoms men are so familiar with: bladder pain, dribbling, weak stream, urinary retention. And the worst part, this cycle keeps repeating itself indefinitely because the bacteria is still there, forcing more and more DHT production.
So that's why conventional treatments often don't work.
Exactly, because they only treat the symptoms, but they don't address the root cause of the problem, the feminizing bacteria that's causing all this hormonal imbalance. In fact, I have a simple demonstration that perfectly explains how this bacteria works. Can I show it?
Of course, doctor.
Perfect. Let's do it. Imagine this funnel represents the urinary flow, where the prostate is located. And this glass of clean water represents a healthy body that functions perfectly. When we're young, here's how the body deals with toxins. The prostate is healthy and doesn't interfere with urinary flow. But as we age, something different starts to happen. These toxins begin to accumulate in the prostate, creating blockages. The urinary flow weakens. And then, when the Prevotella bacteria comes into play, things get even worse. The body tries to produce more of the hormone DHT to cope with this. But instead of fixing the problem, the DHT causes the prostate to swell even more. The result? The water starts to drip, just like the weak urinary flow men experience.
Wow, doctor. Now I completely understand how this bacteria affects our prostate. So to solve the problem of an enlarged prostate, we just need to eliminate this Prevotella bacteria.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. So how did you manage to help your father and over 40,000 men eliminate this bacteria? I imagine you discovered a specific method, right? What exactly did you do? And how did you make this discovery?
Excellent question, Sarah. All right, here we go. At that point, I already knew conventional medications weren't solving the problem, and surgery was completely out of the question. So I needed to find a solution that was 100% natural and could target his prostate directly, eliminating every colony of this bacteria. That's why I dove deep into every piece of research and scientific article I could find. My goal was to discover some natural substance that could specifically eliminate Prevotella without causing side effects,
Yes, and did you find it?
Well, it took almost 2 months of reading every type of article and study imaginable, until finally, in October of last year, I found the answer I was looking for. It was 3 a.m. when I came across a bizarre study from the Sichuan Institute of Microbiology. In this study, the renowned Chinese researcher, Dr. Zheng Wei, claimed to have discovered something remarkable about giant pandas and male prostate health. Here's the story. In Sichuan, the pollution levels are so high that men there had a life expectancy of just 45 years. Due to the extreme environmental condition, most of them were not only breathing toxic air, but also drinking contaminated water with pollution levels 10 times worse than today. This, of course, caused severe health problems for the entire population, including BPH and serious prostate issues. As many workers were dying, the region was losing its workforce. For this reason, the local government asked Dr. Zheng Wei, the region's leading health specialist, to find a solution to this crisis. Now, here's the craziest part of this story. Just 9 months later, the life expectancy of men in a specific village skyrocketed to 90 years, even though they were still exposed to the same toxic environment. What changed in such a short time? Well, according to historical records, this village had a unique privilege. For over 2,000 years, they were the official guardians of the empire's giant pandas. And for generations, they meticulously kept diaries documenting every aspect of these sacred animals' lives. The most fascinating revelation from these diaries was this. While all other male animals in the region, including primates, developed urinary issues as they aged, the pandas were different. Even the oldest pandas, 25 to 30 years old, maintained a urinary stream so strong it could be heard from 20 meters away. Dr. Zhang was particularly intrigued because in all of the documented history of pandas, there was never a single recorded case of prostate issues among these animals. How was this possible in such a toxic environment? The answer began to emerge when he analyzed the diaries of the ancient guardians. They meticulously documented every plant the pandas ate. And more importantly, they noticed that the healthiest, oldest pandas always sought out a prostate root and 3 other specific plants, especially during periods of heightened pollution. This root, known as golden bamboo, is sacred and used as a way to protect the virility of men in that region. This led Dr. Zhang to his first groundbreaking discovery. When he analyzed this Asian root in the lab, he discovered that it formed a unique combination that not only eliminated Prevotella and completely deflated the prostate, but also restored men's urinary strength to what they had in their 20s, regardless of age.
This is simply revolutionary.
It is. It's a bizarre story. But there are numerous historical facts to back it up. And it was precisely this discovery that motivated Dr. Zheng to analyze and understand the science behind these ingredients. What he discovered after that was simply mind-blowing.
Interesting. What did he discover?
Well, after this initial discovery, Dr. Zheng was invited to the Tokyo Biomolecular Research Center. There, he conducted a fascinating comparative study involving 2,000 men from the Panda Village and 2,000 men from other regions of China, all aged between 50 and 75. The goal of the study was to identify why the men from that specific village had such low levels of prostate problems, despite living in the most polluted region in the country.
And what was the conclusion?
After meticulously analyzing the diet, routines, genetics, and biology of each man, Dr. Zheng and the Japanese team made a groundbreaking discovery. They found that the men from the Panda Village had DHP-1 levels up to 9 times higher than the others.
DHP-1, now what is that?
Well, DHP-1 is a special protein that research nicknamed the protective protein because it has an extraordinary function. It acts as a molecular shield, protecting and purifying the entire urinary system. And the most fascinating part, when analyzing the 3 plants from the panda's diet, they discovered that this specific combination naturally stimulated the body to produce more DHP-1.
Incredible.
But there's more. The study also reveals that between ages 15 and 35, DHP-1 levels are naturally high in all men. This explains why young men don't typically have prostate problems. However, after the age of 35, these levels begin to decline dramatically. And by 50, men produce 76% less of this protective protein. This is why the prostate becomes so vulnerable at this age. Without DHP-1 to provide natural protection, the prostate is completely exposed and vulnerable. And that's when all the problems begin.
That is so fascinating, doctor. But how exactly does this Asian root increase DHP-1?
This is where the most revolutionary discovery comes in. The team identified that this root contains a unique bioactive compound called PD7, or phytofactor D7. This compound was first isolated at the Max Planck Institute in Germany, and later studied in collaboration with Harvard and Stanford. If you've ever researched prostate health, you've probably heard about flavonoids and their importance. And yes, this is a fact proven by dozens of scientific studies. But what none of these studies had identified before is that there are specific subclasses of flavonoids. And PD7 is the only known natural compound capable of actually purifying and deflating the prostate, completely resolving urinary problems. Here's why. In addition to being the only compound shown to stimulate the natural production of DHP-1 by an impressive 438%, it activates what we call the triple protective effect. Phase 1, it completely eliminates Prevotella from the prostate. Phase 2, it performs a deep cleanse, removing all accumulated toxins. In Phase 3, it creates a natural protective shield that prevents future issues. This process is absolutely fascinating. First, PD7 begins by eliminating every harmful bacterium. Then it conducts a complete cleanse of every part of your urinary system, absorbing every present toxin one by one, breaking them into tiny particles and allowing your body to naturally flush them out through your urine. Once this happens, your prostate has no choice but to return to its normal size. And this is precisely when symptoms like weak stream, dribbling, and urinary retention disappear completely.
And does it really work?
Well, that's what all the research suggested, but I needed to prove it in practice.
All right, so what did you do next, doctor?
Well, to validate this discovery, I made the most logical decision. I decided to import this special bamboo, the golden bamboo, which contains the highest concentration of PD7 ever found in nature.
And what were the initial results?
After 30 days of testing and closely monitoring the results, we found that the golden bamboo was helpful. DHP-1 levels increased from 8% to 11%. The problem was that at this pace, the prostate would only return to normal in 4 to 5 years.
Wow, that long?
Yes, unfortunately. But I didn't give up. I had discovered something far too important to abandon. That is when I had a revolutionary idea. By analyzing the lab results and the body's reaction to golden bamboo, I realized I could drastically speed up the process.
How so?
I discovered it was taking so long because the concentration of PD7 in pure golden bamboo was only 3 milligrams. It wasn't enough. To achieve significant results, a person would need to consume the equivalent of 300 golden bamboo shoots per day, which is completely unfeasible, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. But then, I had the idea of concentrating those 300 milligrams of PD7 into a specific capsule formula because, according to all biochemical clinical studies, this format offers the best absorption rate and acts more quickly within the body.
Interesting.
Yes, but I didn't stop there. I remembered Dr. Tanaka's notes about the pandas and recalled that besides golden bamboo, they also consumed Asian epimedium. Asian epimedium is nicknamed the Chinese saw palmetto. This is because, in addition to having the same antioxidant properties, it contains other ingredients that make it even more effective than traditional saw palmetto. A recent study published in the prestigious scientific journal Science Daily proved that people who consume Asian epimedium daily achieve results up to 6 times better than with the traditional saw palmetto. For this reason, I didn't think twice and decided to combine these 2 ingredients into a concentrated capsule formula and test it with our first group of volunteers.
Incredible, doctor. You're really meticulous. And how did the results turn out?
Well, who better to share the results than our first volunteer, right?
Absolutely. Please, tell us about your experience, Mr. Thompson.
Of course. Well, I don't even know where to begin. When my son told me about his discovery, I'll admit, I was a bit skeptical. After all, I'd already tried everything. But as a father, I decided to trust him and be the first to try it. And what a decision that was. In the very first week, I noticed that I was going to the bathroom less at night, from 5 to 6 times down to 3 to 4 times a night. In the second week, the bathroom trips decreased even more. And the most amazing thing? I started to feel a stronger stream. But it was at the end of the first month that I had the biggest surprise. I went in for my routine tests, and my doctor was shocked. My PSA levels had dropped significantly, and my prostate had shrunk by almost 30%. You know, as an older man, you get used to certain limitations, start to think it's normal, that is just part of aging. But after my son's discovery, I can say I've regained my quality of life. I sleep through the night, I travel without worry, and most importantly, gain my confidence. And the best part is knowing that my own son made this happen. As a father, I couldn't be prouder.
Fantastic. That must have been very emotional for you too, right, doctor?
It was one of the best days of my life. After months of research and dedication, seeing that our discovery was truly working was indescribable.
I can imagine. And what did you do next?
After a few days had passed, it hit me that I could help even more people with this discovery. The problem was that the formula with the 2 ingredients I had imported from China was nearly gone. And if I wanted to help more people, I needed a larger quantity. That's when I remembered I had the contact for the head of research at Nature Labs, the #1 natural supplement lab in America, based in Palo Alto, California. This is the leading natural supplement lab in the United States, and the only one with an A+ rating from the FDA. This means it's the most trusted lab in the world when it comes to creating 100% natural formulas. It's also the only lab capable of maintaining the highest quality standards. Nature Labs has been responsible for several groundbreaking formulas that have transformed the world of natural medicine. In fact, when I told my discovery to Dr. Gary Williams, the head of research at Nature Labs, he was impressed. He told me he would only create something if he was absolutely certain of its efficacy. So I showed him all the evidence and studies I presented here, and he realized he was facing an opportunity to change the world. A unique chance to help millions of men permanently cure their enlarged prostate and not only restore their freedom, but also improve their overall health. So thank God, he agreed to import a larger quantity of these 2 ingredients directly from China, and he decided to use his best scientists to develop this formula so that the results would even be better. The first thing we did was encapsulate each ingredient in easy-to-swallow gel capsules. Because, as I mentioned earlier, all scientific studies have proven that capsules have a 6-time higher absorption rate in the body. Next, after confirming that the formula was 100% safe and healthy and obtaining full FDA approval, we invited 4,000 volunteers from different ages, genetics, and even genders. And after weeks of studies, once again, the theory was confirmed. All study participants managed to reduce their prostate size by 86% within 8 to 12 weeks. It couldn't be a coincidence. It was proven. These two ingredients, when combined correctly and in the ideal dosage, are without a doubt the most powerful and effective solution in the world for deflating the prostate. And the best part? You don't have to spend your hard-earned money on expensive and aggressive pills, nor do you need to follow any restrictive diets or undergo any costly and dangerous surgeries. Just take one capsule a day before bed, and you'll start noticing results as soon as the next day.
This is revolutionary, Dr. Morrison. Fantastic, doctor. Even I'm impressed with these results.
It is truly impressive. In fact, I've even reserved a unique opportunity for our viewers to access this formula, which I've named Prostate Max, starting today.
Really, doctor? I imagine our viewers are eager to know how they can access Prostate Max. How does this opportunity work for our viewers, doctor?
Everyone watching this interview will have the chance to secure at least 3 bottles of Prostate Max for free.
For free?
That's right. It's part of the campaign my team at Nature Labs developed, Prosta Freedom Campaign. But before explaining, I wanted to show some testimonials from people who recently used Prostate Max. Can you play those, Sarah?
Of course. Let's watch.
I was skeptical at first. Tried everything on the market before, but my buddy recommended Prostate Max, and man, what a difference. No more rushing to find bathrooms everywhere I go, and my wife is happy I'm not getting up 5 times every night. Best decision I've made for my health in years.
You know what? This isn't just about bathroom trips. It saved my marriage. My wife and I were sleeping in separate rooms because I was getting up 6 to 7 times a night, disturbing her sleep. After 2 Mont H's on Prostate Max, I'm back in our bedroom, sleeping through the night, and our intimacy is back. Guys, don't let prostate issues ruin your relationship like I almost did.
Listen, fellas, I'm a straight shooter, and I don't usually do these testimonials. But this stuff worked when nothing else did. Used to take forever to empty my bladder. Now it's quick and complete. Even my doctor noticed the improvement in my last checkup. If you're dealing with prostate issues, don't wait like I did.
It's really emotional for me. Knowing that our discovery is making such a difference in people's lives is incredibly rewarding. It makes all the effort worth it.
I can imagine, doctor. After seeing such impressive results, what was the next step?
After these results, I met with the scientists at Nature Labs, and we've spent an additional 5 months further refining the formula. Our goal was to ensure it works for everyone, regardless of age, gender, genetics, or any restrictions. So, in addition to the golden bamboo and Asian epimedium, which were already proven effective, we added 3 more incredibly powerful ingredients to Prostate Max's composition. The first ingredient is saw palmetto itself. As I mentioned earlier, epimedium is even more potent than saw palmetto. However, this special herb, native to North America, also has numerous benefits for prostate health. In 2021, a group of scientists from Harvard conducted a study analyzing the effects of this substance on people suffering from prostate inflammation. They gathered about 4,000 volunteers and studied the effects of this herb over approximately 4 weeks. And the results were astonishing. 91% of participants managed to reduce their prostate size by 28%, simply by consuming this substance daily during the study. This happens because in addition to eliminating some prostate impurities, saw palmetto also stimulates cellular renewal, replacing inflamed prostate cells with new, healthy ones. Not only does it reduce size, but it also improves prostate function, resulting in a stronger urinary stream and even regulating testosterone production.
Incredible, doctor. And what are the other ingredients?
Well, the second ingredient is pygeum. This medicinal plant, extracted from the bark of an African tree, is rich in bioactive compounds. It's considered one of the most effective natural solutions for prostate health. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Urology demonstrated that pygeum is effective in reducing symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. Researchers observed that the bioactive compounds in pygeum, such as phytosterols and fatty acids, help reduce inflammation by 56%, quickly decreasing prostate swelling. Another study conducted by the University of Manchester proved that daily consumption of this plant improves blood flow to the pelvic region, resulting in harder and more consistent erections, even in men over 60.
You know, son, I've noticed that myself. That's why your mom and I are doing so well.
And the third and final bonus ingredient is pumpkin seed extract.
Ah, yes. Dr. Oz came on our show recently and said this is one of the best natural ingredients for prostate health.
Exactly. There are numerous studies backing this up. A recent one, published in Nutrition Research and Practice, showed that the essential fatty acids in pumpkin seed extract help reduce inflammation and prostate size, relieving symptoms like frequent urination and difficulty emptying the bladder. Additionally, pumpkin seed extract helps improve blood sugar levels due to its magnesium content, often referred to as nature's metformin. It also benefits heart health because the antioxidants in the seeds help lower LDL, bad cholesterol, and increase HDL, good cholesterol, promoting healthy blood circulation. This effect further enhances erectile function by distributing nitric oxide in the pelvic region, resulting in longer-lasting erections.
That's incredible.
Exactly. Now, can you imagine the effects of this ingredient combined with the others I've mentioned?
It truly must be something unique.
It is. That's why so many men have been able to free themselves from BPH so quickly using Prostate Max in recent months. Because when combined, these ingredients create the perfect ecosystem to deflate the prostate. Rather than forcing your body to urinate like conventional medications and treatments do, these nutrients stimulate your natural production of DHP1, purifying and eliminating every toxic residue from your prostate. Not only restoring it to a normal, healthy size, but also giving you a strong, healthy stream again, restoring your sleep and reclaiming your independence, freedom, and most importantly, your masculinity.
That is incredible, doctor. It's no wonder there are so many success stories out there. But tell me something. How long does it take to permanently cure the prostate?
Well, Sarah, unfortunately some people have lower DHP1 levels than others. And for this reason, they tend to have more toxins accumulated in their prostate than others. This means it's normal for some people to take longer to see results than others. Some people completely cured their enlarged prostate in 2 months, while others took 6 months, for example.
Wow, really?
Yes, but there is a way to solve this. Whenever I recommend Prostate Max to a patient, I calculate their individual dosage based on how many times they go to the bathroom daily. And I can estimate how many capsules they need to take per day to cure BPH faster. For example, one of my patients, Thomas, had lower DHP1 levels than my father, so his prostate looked like this, while my father's looked like this. This meant, since Thomas's prostate was in much worse shape, he needed to take 1 capsule per day for 6 months to fully cure it. However, if he took 2 capsules per day, he could achieve the same results in just 8 weeks. That's the dosage I recommended for him.
Oh, okay, I see. So the dosages are personalized for each person.
Exactly. And that's why everyone who gets their Prostate Max stock through this interview will immediately receive an email from our medical consultant, Dr. Michael Williams. In this email, Dr. Michael will send a form asking for your age and how many times you go to the bathroom each day. Then he'll analyze it and send a personalized report with the exact number of capsules you need to take daily to cure your BPH in as little as 8 weeks.
So let me get this straight. The person will secure their Prostate Max stock, receive an email from a urologist who works with you, and this urologist will recommend exactly how many capsules they need to take to cure their prostate even faster.
Exactly. And the best part, this consultation with my urologist is 100% free for people who opt for the 6-month treatment.
Wow, that is truly incredible, and what an advantage that is.
That's why I always recommend people secure at least 6 bottles of Prostate Max. Because if you need to take 2 capsules per day, for example, your stock won't run out quickly, you know?
Ah, yes, that makes a lot of sense, doctor. But wouldn't that be expensive?
Well, Sarah, it would be expensive, if not for the Prostate Freedom special promotion.
Ah, true, doctor. Okay, so how will that work? How can our viewers claim their bottles of Prostate Max with this promotion?
Great question. Let me explain everything now. Look, today Prostate Max is only available on our official website. It's not sold in pharmacies because pharmaceutical companies sabotaged its distribution, fearing it would affect the profits of their medications. Additionally, you won't find the official Prostate Max on online stores like Amazon or eBay. If you see it being sold on those sites, you can be certain it's a counterfeit version, poor quality. The official Prostate Max, made with 100% pure and natural ingredients, FDA approved, and rigorously tested in the most qualified labs in America, can only be distributed exclusively by me and my team through our official website, getprostatemax.com. Because of all the care and quality behind the ingredients, our formula is extremely expensive to produce. In fact, in our initial release, a single bottle of Prostate Max was sold for $210. And people happily paid that price because they knew the results were guaranteed. Since then, people began recommending it to friends, family, colleagues, and thankfully, thousands of people worldwide started requesting Prostate Max every day. So, as demand increased gradually, we managed to negotiate a lower cost with our suppliers. And instead of maintaining the $210 price per bottle to profit like pharmaceutical companies do, I discussed it with my team at Nature Labs, and we agreed to do things differently. Because our goal has never been about money. Our purpose is to get Prostate Max into the hands of as many people as possible to transform lives every day. And yes, it's a bold goal, maybe even an ambitious one. But one day, I'd love to at least be in the running for a Nobel Prize for the number of people I've helped with this formula. And that's why, after extensive discussions with my team at Nature Labs, I managed to reduce the price of Prostate Max by more than half. Instead of $210, a single bottle of Prostate Max can now be purchased for $89. That's the current market price for Prostate Max, Sarah. $89 per bottle. But as I promised earlier, just for the viewers of the Total Health program today, we've agreed to offer a unique, special opportunity as part of the Prostate Freedom campaign. So today we're giving away up to 3 bottles free of Prostate Max to those watching this program right now.
Wow, up to 3 bottles, doctor? And how will that work? Can you explain?
Of course. The Prostate Freedom campaign is a social initiative by Nature Labs to ensure people from all income levels can access the highest quality products on the market. So they've created a special deal where, in addition to paying only the manufacturing cost of the formula, if you buy 1 bottle, you'll get another bottle at no additional cost. Pretty amazing, right? But here's the best part. When you buy 3 bottles, you'll get 3 brand new bottles 100% free. That means you'll secure 6 months worth of stock, which is the most recommended option. However, this campaign is only valid today and now for those watching the Total Health program at this moment.
That's amazing, doctor. So if you're watching this program now and you want to start improving your prostate health this week, secure your 6 bottles of Prostate Max below and take advantage of this special deal right now.
Exactly, Sarah. And remember, this exclusive offer is only valid while we still have stock available. There are fewer than 86 bottles left. And since thousands of people are watching this interview at this exact moment, it's only a matter of time before the stock runs out.
Oh my, the suspense. So hurry up, doctor, and show our viewers how they can claim Prostate Max with this exclusive deal right now.
All right, Dr. Sarah. As I mentioned, everyone watching this program now will have the chance to secure their Prostate Max stock through our Prostate Freedom campaign. In other words, when you buy the 6-bottle kit, you'll pay for just 3 bottles. And you'll get the other 3 completely free. This secures 6 months of treatment, which is the most recommended option. That means each bottle of Prostate Max will cost only $49 in the 6 months treatment. It's the best choice because not only do you save money, but you also ensure that you'll continue eliminating the feminizing bacteria enlarging your prostate. Not just removing impurities and detoxifying it, but also keeping it protected, preventing the inflammation from returning, and maintaining prostate health for life without medications or risky surgeries. Now, if you prefer to get the 3-bottle stock, you'll pay for just 2 bottles and you'll get 1 completely free. This secures 3 complete months of treatment. In this case, each bottle of Prostate Max will cost only $59. And finally, if you choose the least common option of reserving just 1 bottle of Prostate Max, you'll pay the full manufacturing and shipping cost, which is $89. But again, this exclusive offer is being made available only to the viewers of the Total Health program as part of our campaign. It's available now, while stocks last. So if you want to secure your Prostate Max stock immediately, click the button below and reserve your Prostate Max stock right now.
Perfect. If you're watching this program now and want to start transforming your prostate health today, take advantage of this incredible opportunity and click below to secure your Prostate Max stock while it lasts. Now, Dr. Morrison, let me ask you something. Is there any guarantee for the people watching us? How can viewers be sure that Prostate Max will work for them?
Absolutely, Sarah. Nature Labs provides an unconditional 180-day guarantee on all products manufactured in their lab. So if you're watching this and feeling skeptical, I completely understand. You've probably spent a lot of money on various medications and treatments that didn't work. But we're so confident that Prostate Max will restore your prostate health that you have 6 full months to try it completely risk-free. That's more than enough time to eliminate the feminizing bacteria, reduce prostate swelling, and completely eradicate the inflammation that's enlarging your gland. If this doesn't happen, you'll get every penny of your investment back. Just request a refund via email. In other words, either your prostate returns to normal within the next 8 weeks, or we give you 100% of your money back. And I'll go even further. I am so confident in our formula and certain it will completely transform your life that if for any magical reason Prostate Max doesn't meet your expectations, not only will I refund every penny of your investment, I'll also let you keep the bottles forever as an apology for wasting your time. Fair enough? So, here's what you should do. Start taking Prostate Max and see the difference in your health for yourself within the first few days. You'll quickly notice the pain when urinating, the constant bathroom trips, and that burning sensation will simply disappear. And you can imagine the effect this will have on your quality of life, right? But let me emphasize, everyone who secures their 6 bottles of Prostate Max through this interview will immediately receive an email from our medical consultant, Dr. Michael Roberts. In that email, he'll send a form asking for your age and how many times you go to the bathroom per day. Based on this, he'll provide a personalized report with the exact number of capsules you need to take daily to eliminate this feminizing bacteria as quickly as possible. For this reason, the best option is to secure the 6-bottle supply of Prostate Max, because not only is it the most cost-effective, but it also ensures you complete your treatment properly. Sometimes Dr. Roberts may recommend just 1 capsule a day, but sometimes he might recommend 2 capsules per day. So to ensure you have enough supply, I strongly suggest choosing the 6-bottle option. Additionally, our studies show that the longer you take Prostate Max, the more protection your prostate gains against this feminizing bacteria. This means that people using the 6-month supply of Prostate Max not only eliminate the problem of an enlarged prostate, but they also naturally protect their prostate. So even if they're exposed to toxins daily through water, pollution, or other sources, they'll have no chance of suffering from an enlarged prostate again, even after shopping Prostate Max. They'll have no chance of suffering from an enlarged prostate again, even after stopping Prostate Max. In other words, it takes 8 weeks to restore your prostate and 6 months of treatment to ensure you never face this issue again in your life. So think about it. Thanks to our campaign, when you buy 3 bottles, you'll get 3 more completely free. The 6-bottle kit is ideal for maintaining the treatment while ensuring permanent results. And you're still protected by an unconditional 180-day guarantee. Do you see how easy this decision is? All you need to do is act, because there are other people watching this interview right now, and they're competing with you for the 86 bottles of Prostate Max still available. Select the 6-bottle kit now and secure your Prostate Max.
Absolutely. There's no reason not to order right now. If I were watching this interview, I would rush to secure Prostate Max immediately before this production and this promotion stock runs out.
Exactly, Sarah. And there's more. Although the Prostate Max formula is the most significant discovery of my career, as a urologist with years of experience in men's health treatments, I've created many other tools that are also helpful in combating prostate problems. One of those is my book, Male Power. In this book, I reveal 100% proven secrets that can help any man suffering from prostate issues reduce inflammation and regain their health quickly. Some of the secrets revealed in this book include the 8 daily habits silently enlarging your prostate, including one you likely do every morning. And why eliminating just one can reduce inflammation by 43% within weeks. The 2-minute morning ritual that replaces those harmful habits. The fatal mistake causing feminizing bacteria to multiply 3 times faster in your prostate, and why conventional medications make it worse. Discover the natural protocol that eliminates this bacteria in 21 days, including the water glass trick that speeds up recovery. The one healthy exercise every man with a large prostate should avoid immediately, especially after 50. The surprising discovery about healthy foods that actually irritate your prostate, especially one every doctor recommends. And how to replace them with truly protective foods, including the 30-minute rule to maximize their benefits. And much more. This book was a huge success when it launched, and hundreds of people still try to buy a copy today. Unfortunately, it's no longer available in print, but I discussed this with my team, and everyone who secures Prostate Max today will receive a digital copy of this book completely free. And as a special bonus, you'll also get my second book, Testosterone in Men's Health. Male hormones are vital for combating feminizing bacteria. These hormones are essential for maintaining masculinity, reducing inflammation, and naturally protecting your prostate. But unfortunately, men's hormone levels are dropping more than ever. Stressful and busy lifestyles are attacking men's hormones daily, which makes the feminizing bacteria multiply even faster. That's why everyone who secures the 6-month treatment of Prostate Max today will receive a free digital copy of my newest book, Testosterone in Men's Health, where I show you how you can naturally protect your male hormones. So please click below to secure your 6-month supply of the treatment that makes the most sense for you.
Honestly, if you're watching this program now, you've probably spent a lot of money over the years on medications and treatments that promise to solve prostate problems. And you spent your hard-earned money on these things, and it most likely worsened the situation. And now, one of America's most respected urologists is offering you the only scientifically proven formula to eliminate feminizing bacteria for less than $1 per year. Seriously? Don't waste time. Select your stock below and place your order right now.
Exactly. And as I mentioned before, I strongly advise you to choose the 6-bottle option. In my opinion, it's the smartest decision. Think about how much your life and health can change over the next few months. In the first few weeks, the feminizing bacteria will start to be eliminated. Your frequent bathroom trips will decrease, and you'll feel much more relieved and rested. By the 6th week, your prostate will already be healthy again. You'll be sleeping through the night without interruptions, feeling confident and energized, and receiving compliments from friends and family for the noticeable improvement in your energy and well-being. Now, when you reach the 6th month of using Prostate Max, the transformation will be even more profound. Your prostate will be completely protected. You won't have any urinary issues, and your urinary flow will be normal and consistent. And you'll enjoy a life full of energy and health. That's because Prostate Max is not just the only supplement proven to eliminate feminizing bacteria completely and naturally. It also enhances your overall health, strengthens your immune system, boosts your libido and erections, combats toxins, and reduces inflammation, giving you a freer, healthier life without needing continuous medications or invasive treatments. But listen, you need to act quickly. There are only 86 bottles available, and many people are watching this video right now alongside you. Most have already realized that the 6-bottle option is the best choice, and many of them will choose that option. Others will opt for the 3-bottle kit, and some for just 1 bottle. Do you really think this stock will last until the end of the day? There won't be another chance. There won't be another opportunity. It's now or never. Either you seize this opportunity to eliminate the feminizing bacteria and permanently restore your health, or you'll face that sinking feeling of regret tomorrow. You know that tightness in your chest you feel when you don't take a decision that you knew you should have? If you don't act now, I am confident that's the feeling you'll have tomorrow. After all, today we showed you the true cause of an enlarged prostate. We talked about the ingredients that eliminate this feminizing bacteria. We proved that Prostate Max is the only 100% natural and effective solution. And we offered the best deal possible to ensure you don't miss this chance. Finally, we gave you an exclusive guarantee to eliminate all risks. In practice, either your prostate returns to normal or your money comes back to you. It's that simple.
Honestly, when has the pharmaceutical ever made this kind of effort for you? When has any other doctor done this for you? I'm truly impressed by your dedication, Dr. Morrison, for helping people. Truly impressed.
I do it, Sarah, because I care. I know how painful it is to suffer from prostate problems, how distressing it is to wake up multiple times at night, feel pain while urinating, and have no control over your own health. I saw this feminizing bacteria destroy my father's life for years, and I know it's happening to you too. That's why I work so hard for people suffering from an enlarged prostate, because I know what I have here truly works. I know Prostate Max can genuinely help you. I've opened your eyes, but now the only person who can change your situation is you. So please, select your kit below and place your order right now. At this moment, there are only 2 paths ahead of you. One path is filled with the same frustration that brought you to this video. The path where you feel uncomfortable in your own body, where you avoid drinking fluids out of the fear of needing to visit the bathroom every 10 minutes, where pain while urinating and the burning sensation are constant companions. A path where you lack freedom, where your nights are interrupted by frequent bathroom trips, where you feel ashamed to discuss your problem with others, and where your health continues to worsen over time. This is probably the path you're on today. After all, it's what brought you to this video. But now you can change that. You just have to choose the second path. The path of saying yes to Prostate Max and securing your stock right now. Thousands of ordinary people have already chosen this path and are experiencing how different life can be with just one small change. And I'm inviting you to join them, to feel what it's like to sleep through the night again, to urinate without pain or discomfort, and to regain your confidence and joy for life. All you have to do is select your stock below and place your order right now. This was the decision Richard, a 58-year-old, made a few weeks ago. He could barely sleep through the night. And today, he sent me a happy picture of himself playing tennis with his sons for the first time in years. He also sent me a heartfelt message thanking me for helping him eliminate the feminizing bacteria and reclaim his freedom. For me, that's priceless. And I receive testimonials like this every day in my inbox. I look forward to receiving a message like that from you, who's watching this interview now.
That makes it all worth it, doesn't it, Doctor? All right, that's it. With Richard's testimonial, we're wrapping things up here. To secure your Prostate Max, simply choose one of the kits available below, click the next step button, and finalize your order. Of course, only if there are still bottles available. If the stock runs out, a notice will appear on the next page letting you know that it's no longer possible to place your order. But if you're redirected to the payment page and can enter your information, then it means there's still stock available, and you can still take advantage of this incredible opportunity. Remember, you have 180 days of guaranteed risk-free testing with Prostate Max. Is there anything else you'd like to share, Dr. Morrison?
Well, I wasn't planning on it, but yes, everyone loves surprises. And I have a surprise for those who secure the 6-bottle kit of Prostate Max. The surprise gift isn't another book, bottle, or anything you might be imagining. It's something unique, personalized, and it typically sells for nearly $1,200. But only those who secure the 6-bottle kit will receive this completely free. I won't spoil the surprise by revealing what it is, but I imagine everyone who takes advantage of this opportunity will smile from ear to ear when they receive this gift at home. Well, thank you all for listening.